there, guys. I am super excited to just come in real quickly and chat with you guys about home parties. I know some people ask some questions about doing a home party and how they do it. So I wanted to go live and tell you how I do my own home party. I'm going to keep this short because I want you guys to have the chance to be able to rewatch it. But I wanted to just give you guys some ideas of what I do. I've been doing Usborne for almost 7 years. Home parties were what I did when I started. We didn't have Facebook parties, so we did home parties, and I've tried a lot of different things. And this is what I do, and this really, really works awesome for us. I decided to get ready today. She got ready, and then she got dirty, and now she's naked. Huh? Yeah. Are you my home baby? She comes to my home. She did come to my home parties, huh? Yep. Okay, so when I get started with my home parties, what I do, I'm gonna put her down. Go get some books. Okay. What I like to do when I do my home parties is I actually will take my box of books. I like to try to keep it really simple. I want it to be very duplicatable. I want it to be something that people are like, hey, this is easy. I know other people get there a half an hour, 45 minutes early. I want to keep this as simple for my hostesses as possible. So I get there about 15 minutes early. I let them know they don't need a special anything for the party. I just like to put everything on the ground. So I'll show you really quickly. Everybody has their box, their kit box. So I have a kit box as well. And so I fill about 30 books in my kit box. This one's a little unorganized right now because I was going through it. But I take a variety of books. What I like to do is I like to take an example of each series we have. So I'll have like a Muddle book, the Garden Sounds books, the First Space book. You know, I always show a busy book. I like to take a combined volume, a Read As You Grow book, encyclopedias, a couple of chapter books, the flat books. I like to provide a lot of examples of the books. I also like to bring, let me switch it back. Okay. I also tend to bring some of the more expensive books. I remember hearing this when I was a brand new consultant, and I definitely put this into practice, and it's so true, is most people will trust your suggestion on a book less than $10. So they'll look at the prices and they'll find they'll think, okay, you know, I can spend $10 if I don't really know what the inside of this book looks like. If it's over $10, people have a harder time making that commitment. So I like to bring some of the more expensive books so people can see what those books look like. Obviously, you can't take every single book in the catalog, but if you bring a busy book, they will have the idea that all of the busy books look similar, they act the same way. So they don't need to see every single busy book to make that choice. When you show them a combined volume book, they'll know what to expect inside of the combined volumes, and so they'll be willing to spend, you know, $25 for a combined volume versus $5 for an individual story. So I like to take a little more expensive books. I don't take a lot of chapter books because the chapter books don't really have any. They're just a chapter book. So those ones are easy to explain. Also, people will fork out $5 for a chapter book and be fine with that. Hey, don't eat those, babies. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Another thing that I like to make sure and do is when I bring more expensive books as well, because people are going to find the cheap books. They're going to find it. They're going to have their budget and they're going to search for that. That's why you can have a Facebook party, showcase tons and tons of books, and people still order Animal Noises or Panda in the Park, and that's all they order. So I like to bring the more expensive ones to let them know that those are the books that we have available, and they will search and find those cheap ones if they don't want to spend the money. So that's what I take with me. I also have a little folder like this. It used to have a lot more information in it. Now things are all on Facebook, so it's a lot easier. But in it I have like my my order forms in here. I'll also keep track of like drawing slips in here as well. I like to have a closing your party form. I can upload all of these into Igniters as well today, but this is what I give my hostesses at the end of her party, so she kind of knows where she's at. So I take this, and then I take about 10 catalogs So I like to keep it really, really simple and easy for my hostesses. When I show up, I will actually take my box and I will just lay the books on the floor. I don't need a special, like, pretty display. I just lay them flat on the floor. I'll put them on the chairs that people are going to sit on, so I'll just lay them out. As people come into the party, I like to introduce myself, say, hey, I'm Amanda Zorns. I'm your book lady. Will you guys please take a look at the books and see which ones you like and pick one? So they will start looking and perusing through the books. That's another nice thing about not having a really awesome, pretty display is because people won't feel like that people don't want to mess up the display. But if it's just on the ground, they're not as worried about it. Then we, once we get started, this is how I do my party. Okay, so once we get started, I say, hi guys, I am so excited to do to be here to show off these books. I'm sorry, my daughter is getting into everything and it's driving me crazy. Stop, stop, stop. It is a Monday at our house. Okay, so when everybody gets in, they all have their books. I like to start and I say, hi, my name's Amanda Zorns, and I'm so excited to get this party started. I want you all to go around and introduce yourself and tell me what you guys would do with $400 extra a month. So then we just go around in the circle. Everybody says, hi, my name's Julie, and I would spend my money on a vacation. Or, oh, my name's Susie, and I would buy more books. Oh, I would pay off debt, and my name's Jackie. Like, they'll just go around and say that. Then when everybody's done, I bring it back to me and I say, that is so awesome. I love hearing how everybody would spend their money. I've been selling Usborne for 7 years. When I started, my goal was to make between $200 to $400 a month. That's why I wanted to see what you guys would do with that $400 a month. I wanted to pay for soccer and gymnastics and preschool. I wanted to be able to go buy some clothes without having to answer to the budget. And I wanted just to have some extra little fun money. And that was when I first started. Now I've been doing it, and it's really successful, and it's awesome because I am making a full-time income with my job. So I've also been able to go on trips. I like to go shopping and buy things for my kids. And on a side note, this is when they go around and say what they're saying, I explain how I've gotten that because of my Usborne book business. I explain that I've gone on trips, that we have yearly trips, that I'm going to be going on Punta Cana with my family. We're going to Disney World. When they say that they want to be able to pay off debt, I say, yeah, I just bought a brand new truck for bought a truck for my husband, all expenses paid with Usborne, and that was really awesome. I was able to use it as a down payment on my house, and so I like to tell them all this stuff. Not to boast, but to let them know that these are options that they could do if they ever wanted to be a book lady. See, so tonight, as you guys we go through the books, I want you to think, maybe I could sell some books and make $400 extra a month. What would it bring your family? And I would love to chat with you guys about becoming a book lady. And then we get into the party. I tell everybody that they all picked a book, and it's their chance to show off their book lady skills, because they're going to go around and they're going to share what they love about their book. So we're just going to go around the circle, and they're going to be the book lady. They're going to present what they liked about the book. Some people they're going to be really interested. They're going to love it. Other people are going to just pick a book just because they picked a book and they don't know. So sometimes I like to help them. I have them pass around the books. And then when they're all done, I will share some information about 5 to 10 books that weren't picked. This is where I throw in my little snippets of information about each book. I like to pass around the book. I like to let people see them and feel them and touch them. That's what sells our books, is the awesomeness of our books. Once everybody's done, once I've gone through and I've shared what I have done with my books, I always do pretend hostess. Always pretend hostess. Okay, so with pretend hostess, this is a really, really important thing that we need to do. I'm going to show you how pretend hostess works. We're going to just pretend that there's somebody here. So let me grab my books and I will show you how I do pretend hostess. Okay, guys. Now we're going to get shopping. There are over 1,500 books in our catalog, so I want you guys to see, I want you guys to be able to get all the books that you want. And you probably can't get them all tonight. I would love it if you could, but you probably can't. So I want to show you how you can get some tonight, and then how you can get some other ones for free by hosting a party. Now, Susie, she's our hostess, and I want to show you how she's going to get a ton of free books tonight because you guys all came to her party. So, as a hostess, you get free books based upon the sales of your party, based upon what your friends buy. So, the average party is $400 in sales. That means that you get $70 in free books. So, I'm going to pretend that every book is $10 just for easy math. We're going to add up and you're going to pick your 7 books. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have found a person on a side note, I have found a person in the party and I've asked if I could borrow her lap. And so I'm setting these on her lap. It's going to be somebody who was kind of excited, somebody who maybe participated, somebody who I could tell would probably want to host the party, and I'm going to set these on her lap. So she's going to be holding these books. So you have $70 in free books that you just got to pick out. Well, every month there's an awesome hostess special. This month, when you have a $400 party, you get to choose $50 extra in free books. So that's another $50 in books. So we have 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, and $120 in free books. Anything in the catalog you can choose. Well, now, you probably have some awesome friends who want to host a party as well. For every friend that hosts a party, you get $20 in free books at their party. Side note, this used to be something that was built in our hostess rewards. Now, we don't have that as a built-in option, but it is part of our, it is part of the hostess party bonus, or the party bonus booking section of Order Pro. I will just put in a book, or I will just put in the $20 in free books, and then I'll just pay the difference. So it's worth it for me to get a booking. You definitely don't have to do this, but it really helps get those hostess rewards up. People get really excited. So you have $120 in free books, and then you have 3 friends who decide to host a party. For that first friend, you get $20 in free books. So you're at $140, $150. You have a second friend that decides to host a party, you get another $20 in free books. $140, $150, $160. And then your last friend hosts a party, you get another $20 in free books. $60, $170, $180 in free books. Look at this load. Now, then I ask somebody, hey, so do you think that you can find more books in the catalog? Everybody says yes, and I say that's awesome because you can get half-price books as well. So in addition to this, you get to choose another $100 in half-price books. So then I will put another 10, 20, 30, 40, woo, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Say, so you have $260 in books and you've paid $50 for that, plus some shipping and tax. That is a pretty stellar deal, pretty awesome, all because you had some friends come over and host a party with you. So, after I do hostess, I take this huge stack of books off of the person's lap, the helper's lap, and then I start passing out the catalogs. I pass out the catalogs and I pass out the order forms, and I help people as they're shopping. I pretty much just sit on the floor and I kind of just go from like around and around. A lot of people get overwhelmed with the catalog, and so I also carry a catalog, and when people say, well, what about this book? I turn to the page. Or, hey, I'm looking for dinosaur books. I give them some ideas. So this is where like the personal shopping is taking place, and I'm helping them on a personal level shopping. Once they've been shopping, I pull up the customer specials, and I say, when you spend $40, you can choose one of these at the discounted price. And, sorry, something just... Oh, it's my washer. That's going to take off. So then I start ringing everybody up. At this point, you might want to do a drawing, but you for sure want to make sure that you have everybody fill out a drawing slip. They have these in Order Pro that you can purchase. You can also just print some off online, but it's going to look like this. So I hand them out to everybody and I say, hey, we're going to have a drawing. I want you all to fill out this information. And I walk them through this because otherwise you're going to have people who are just going to write their name and just hand it back to you. So I say, okay, I just need your name and your phone number. This just gives me a way to contact you for help with your order. Also, let me know if you're interested in hosting a party and getting free books. Let me know if you're interested in becoming a consultant, a book lady yourself. And then if you know anybody who might be interested in the books, let me know and I can contact them. I walked them through that, and then I grab them all, and then I fan them and have the hostess pick out a name, and I give out a mini book, so nothing like super spectacular or amazing, but then I have their information. When they are checking out, I will check them out, I'll do their math for them, and then I ask them, every single person as I'm checking them out, hey, so have you considered hosting a party? Let's find a date for you. So I'm asking everybody. I don't really look at the drawing slips, but I'm asking everybody if they want to host a party. When everybody is done ordering, I will leave a catalog and a couple order forms for the hostess. I let her know that outside orders are so effective and so important. So what I'll do is I will leave her with this. I will fill this out with her. At the top it says retail sales, so I count up all the retail sales and I put that in here. I let her know where she stands with free books and where she stands with half-price books. And I explain, like, hey, right now you're getting $30 in free books and $50 in half-price books. And then I set goals for her. I always set the goal for $400 in sales. That is when the hostess special for the month kicks in. Sometimes it's a little lower at $350 this month, but I always set it at $400 because I want to make $100 that night. I want my party to be $100 in income. So I always set it at $400. And I let her know, I say, okay, so I have some goals for you. I really want you to maximize those hostess benefits. So at $400, that's when the hostess special kicks in, and you'll get $120 in free books and $100 in half-price books. Sometimes I'll even go higher than that and say at $800 and explain that to her. Then I take what we're currently at, say we're at $250 in sales, and I say you only need $150 in sales to get that $400. That's approximately 3 to 4 orders. A lot of times people will look at an amount and be like, oh my gosh, that's so far, that's so much money. But if you break it down into orders and you say, hey, you only need 3 or 4 orders, that really helps people see that it's possible to get it. I also have them write, while I'm there, I have them write a list of people that they could ask if they wanted to order. So I say, hey, were there people who weren't able to make it to the party? Maybe people you forgot to invite, maybe people who took a catalog and left. This is where these are the people you're going to contact to see if they want to order. And then for every person that hosts a party, I write their name in here so they know that their friends are going to host a party. At the very bottom, it asks that I'll call you on this date, and we'll just get all the orders, and we will close your party on that date. I like to keep it open for a couple of days, and so I usually give them a couple days so they can get outside orders. I like to remind my hostesses that where they stand is not where I leave the party at. That outside orders can triple or quadruple the party sales. So I let them know, I say, hey, you totally can reach $400 in sales. You totally can have an $800 party. Just definitely follow up with all those friends. I like to use the example that I had a party where there were 5 people that showed up and I left with $70 in sales. And I was a little bummed out. It was a long drive, but I let the hostess know that she could get outside orders, and her party surpassed $400 just by getting those outside orders. So it's definitely possible. So I leave this with her. I leave a catalog and an order form, and then I follow up with her a couple days later. That is my spiel with my home party. I try to keep my presentation part to about 20 to 30 minutes, and then I let everybody shop. At about an hour, 15 minutes to an hour and a half, I'll slowly start putting things away, kind of as a signal like it's time for me to go. I don't want to be sitting there all night long, but I do want to be there and help people. I don't want to be leaving if people are still actively shopping. Like I said, I've tried lots and lots of scripts. I love this one because I can really adjust it to the needs of everybody. I allow them to look at the books, them to do the selling, and it's been really, really good for me. I've enjoyed it. I don't have to stress out about stuff. I just take books and then they just sell themselves. Make sure you always do pretend hostess. Make sure you're always asking every guest if they want to host a party, and make sure that you let your hostess know that she can follow up with her friends and get tons of outside orders. I love home parties. I think they're so fun. Facebook parties are definitely more convenient, and I do a lot of them, but home parties are a fun way to throw in some personal interaction with people. I try to do a couple home parties a month because it allows me to get to know people. It allows me to interact with people. I feel like there's been a huge surge of people wanting to do home parties right now because they want to be able to see the books, be able to touch the books, and the books do sell themselves. So that is my home party spiel. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to sign off so I can go make sure my daughter's okay. But definitely let me know if you have any questions. Comment in here. I will add the closing your party papers and some drawing slips under the files as well, so you guys can use those and just print them off. I like to do them on colored paper because I feel like they see it. But yes, that is my home party spiel. Good luck, everybody. Have lots of fun. Fake it till you make it. Even if, maybe you're super, super nervous, that's totally okay. Just have fun. Just be excited, because that excitement really rubs off on everybody else and they get excited about the books. Have fun. See you guys.